Because the RTI Act is not simply an act that says, now disclose everything you've got. It is a means of actually regulating the information that is disclosed. Section 8 has been mentioned. The definition of information itself is there. Let me go to that. Information means any material in any form. That means it has to be in material form, including records, documents, memos, emails, opinions, advices, press releases, circulars, orders, logbooks, contracts, reports, papers, samples, models, data material held in any electronic form, and information relating to any private body which can be accessed by public authority under any other law for the time being in force. Now you can understand that this is very comprehensive. You must also understand that it must be part of a record, because it means any material in any form. That means that information must be in some form. And what is that form? It should be in any document, manuscript, and file. This is also defined as to what is meant by record. So this is also in section 2I. Now, given that, as we go on working, even if you say I don't come under the RTI, you're going to be accessible. Then, if you're not under the RTI Act, you deny yourself the inaccessibility which we mentioned just now, private information, commercial interest, and so on. So in fact, it is in the interest of political parties to want to be declared a public authority. So they are then entitled through their CPIOs to regulate the information that is disclosed. Under the RTI Act section 41B, there is a host of information that the public authority is expected to disclose. But all of it is a question of record. Now there may be a case where the political party is not holding any record of certain information. Many of the things as to who has donated how much money, they will not have any record. As to why they have given a particular person with a criminal background a ticket to fight the election, they may not have any record. But you'll be surprised to know there were vital areas inside the government where the government does not have any record. I'll give you one example, the freedom fighters' pension. There are still people today, I think several thousand people today who are receiving freedom fighters' pension. Freedom fighters, that means more than 65 years ago, they had been fighting for their freedom and they're still getting that pension. Many of them, when the matter came in appeal before us, when we went through the records, we found that many of them were people who actually applied. Advertisements were issued by the department, there's a separate department in the Home Ministry for this, the Department of Freedom Fighters Pensions. They had given advertisements that who are the freedom fighters? Give us your application together with some proof. So somebody said that I had been to jail and therefore I'm a freedom fighter. Somebody had said someone had been put in jail because they had stolen some money. Somebody had been put in jail because he'd actually reported against some sort of freedom fighter, and so he was put in jail thereafter for some reason. Now, all these people also getting freedom fighters' pension. It's not a large amount, no doubt. It's a small amount. But the fact is that there was no record of any campaigning that they had done for the country's freedom on the basis of their own application. You know, like some political parties these days say, we have got the information, we are going to win so many seats, and that is why we are now going to win. That may work in certain sections, but this is not what is required under proper governance. So we had ordered that now you please create the information to put on the database, because the Information Commission has the authority to do that. But the law itself does not do that. The law only asks for that information which is there on record. The Information Commission can order, please make a record of this kind of document. The Information Commission may say that, well, the political parties must have a record of all those who are given or issued tickets, even though they have a criminal background, and enjoin them on political parties to do so. But the reverse is also true. So the regulation of the information that you actually put out in the public domain is therefore to be done in a manner that is sensible and logical. And this liberty comes to you if you are coming under the RTI Act. So there's really nothing very much to be afraid of. I think it is a facility that gets extended to the political parties if they come under the RTI Act. It is not something that is denied to them, a certain freedom that is denied to them. And this is a freedom that gives access to the public, helping to build the public confidence in those political in the political parties. At the same time, allows for the political parties to ensure that all the information that it wishes to make public, it can go ahead and do under Section 4.1. And all the extra work that will be required will simply be for the people to sit and set up their websites and make that. And it's not because the argument has been made that it will require so much work that we will not have to be able to do any other work except to be giving information. But are political parties expected to give information to all their constituents? Because it will be mainly those who will be asking for information. We do know, for example, that there have been organizations in the initial stages which have resisted the extension of the RTI Act to those organizations. In the very early stages, the army took strong objection that national security will be compromised if we are brought under the RTI Act. They are under the RTI Act. Do you hear any complaint from the army today? Perhaps the best system of actually disclosing information is now in the army, because they systematize the whole process of making your applications and actually obtaining your information. It's a centralized system with enough outreach to be able to enable anyone to actually make the applications, and now you have fewer and fewer representations, because the representations came from the army, they're already protected by issues of national security. You can't ask them how many troops they were deployed in Burkina, obviously. But I can ask them that so-and-so person has been promoted as general, although he's 5 years junior to me. What is the reason for that? Now that will be answered. So these are the problems which were actually blighting the armed forces, and they have been resolved because of the fact that the army usually has perfectly logical reasons for what it does. And this can be then disclosed to the public. So, so for these reasons, I would suggest that the political parties have really nothing to be apprehensive of. These apprehensions arise from misunderstanding about what would be the nature of disclosure and the extent of the disclosure. And all that needs to be done is for them to be explained that there is nothing really to be particularly frightened of in terms of the Right to Information Act being extended to your organization.